we are at, as you can see behind me, E.J. Thomas Hall. We are at the last show of the Broadway in Action, dear Lord, Broadway in Akron subscription series. Today's show is Something Rotten. This is another one that I've seen before. I saw it when it was at Playhouse Square. So recollections of the first time. I remember really enjoying it. I liked the story. The performers were the performances were so energetic. I remember though that it moved a little bit slow. You know, something about musicals. It's hard when you know that a song was just put in there just to fill space, you know, and it doesn't really do much to tell the audience any new information or move the plot along. Another musical that I had that viewpoint of was Waitress. Everybody loves that show, and I enjoyed it, I did, but I thought they took what was a relatively simple story and expanded it into 2.5 hours, and it didn't need to be. So I kind of felt that way about the first time I saw Something Rotten. Some of the songs just felt unnecessary, and it just kind of dragged. It didn't move the plot along, so, you know, I'm going to see it again. This is my second time, so we will see after the close of the show if I still feel that way or if I feel different. It is intermission at Something Rotten, and so thoughts. I'm really enjoying myself. Something about this show that I'm realizing it, watching it again for the second time, is that it truly is a great musical for someone who does not like musicals. It has a really absurd sense of humor. Kind of reminds me of Family Guy, some of the jokes. So yeah, if you're looking for a musical to take someone to who does not like musicals, doesn't like, I guess, traditional, like Golden Age Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals, this is a good one, a really good one to look into. I literally just got in the door. So, final thoughts about Something Rotten. Kind of reiterating what I said at intermission, it is the perfect musical for the person who does not like musicals. As a matter of fact, where I was sitting, there was this guy behind me. Before the show started, you could just tell he did not want to be there. You know, he was probably dragged there by his wife or his girlfriend. But, you know, just to illustrate my point, by the end of the show, during the show, he was laughing his ass off. He was laughing a lot. And by the end of the show, he was standing up and applauding. So, you know, if you know anyone like that who, if you would even think about taking them to a musical, they would gripe and groan, take them to see this show if it's ever played near you, because 90% sure they will probably enjoy it, because this guy, he just loved it. So the show in general, the pacing was much better the second time around, kind of like I said before, in my a little bit earlier, is that, you know, the songs seem superfluous and out of place. But now, I don't know, maybe because I was listening differently than when I was the first time, they made sense, and they really were part of the story structure, and they didn't seem separate from the story like they did the first time. You know, it's also interesting, just saying that, I never really thought about when someone views a movie or a piece of theater, what is their personal state like, I guess, you know? I mean, today I was in a really, really good mood. Been in a really good mood, and I've had some really good news. So this musical that is so hilarious, I really, really enjoyed it. And part of me wonders if the first time that I saw it, I might not have been in the best of moods, so I didn't enjoy it as much. I just find that interesting how we suppress our personal feelings from the time we are viewing that piece of art to how we feel about that piece of art. You know, I just thought of that, and that's something really interesting. But yes, it was wonderful. It was funny. Another thing, those performers, you know, this was a non-equity tour, and there's a lot of debate out there about the merits of an equity tour versus a non-equity tour. And I believe the first time I saw it in Playhouse Square, it was equity. And the difference is here, not much. I think they scaled back some of the scenery. It seemed a little different to me, but other than that, it was the same show. And I have to say, those performers were really giving it their all. And as a fellow performer, I really, really, really appreciate that when the people in a play that I'm seeing have, you know, I think it stems from a respect for the audience to work your butt off to entertain. And that's what they did, and I'm really happy I went, and all in all, really great day at the theater. If it's in your town, go see it.